Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Man, let's get into it, and I appreciate you tuning in to the first interactive sports podcast, you know, a community that makes sure your voice is heard. So if you hear something you like, you dislike, you agree with, disagree with, or even if you just want to outsmart me, go ahead, give us a call at 219-413-9405. Now, look, man, to kick this off, we got some NBA topics and then more about the NFL coming up in just a second. But Bradley Beal, he joined the Phoenix Suns. He was traded over to the Phoenix Suns from the Wizards. Bradley Beal was traded to the Phoenix Suns for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, and multiple second-round picks. So the Phoenix Suns got a new big three in town, and they also still have DeAndre Ayton on their roster as of now. They look lethal, right? No, they don't. It's still not enough to win a championship. Call me crazy, call me insane, I don't care what it is. But I'm telling you right now, do not let the hype fool you of this mega three being on the same team. I understand, you know, it's three pivotal, probably the best scorers of this era in basketball. Truth be told, they're amazing. Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. In terms of an offensive performance, these guys can pretty much do anything that you need them to do on the offensive end. But what's really going to harm them is that they're still faced with the same problem that they've had over the past few years since they had Kevin Durant. Really just last year since they got Kevin Durant. Is they gave away all of their bench to get Kevin Durant. And now that they have Bradley Beal, they gave away more pieces on their bench to get Bradley Beal. So they got the big three of KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, and even still have Ayton. But now they don't have any bench to help out. And when the one thing about the NBA, when push comes to shove and you need to win a couple games, there's always going to be those unpredictable scenarios that you just cannot help but to be faced with in a late game situation. Like, what if Kevin Durant is faced with a situation where he has to guard Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, but he's in foul trouble? Ayton is in foul trouble as well. So now who are you going to get to guard those guys? Who are going to be your role players on this team that's comfortable with taking only 4 shots a game and being satisfied because they just went down to play defense and just out there running sprints the whole time? You got to have guys like that on the team, especially if you're talking about a championship team. And then, truth be told, can we really expect Devin Booker and Bradley Beal to turn into two-way guys in late-game situations when they got to guard a Steph Curry, a Damian Lillard, or other elite two guards in the league like James Harden? Can we really expect these guys, these offensive gurus, to turn into two-way stars when they have to lock up on the defensive end? Who are you going to have to full-court press when you need the ball back in the late-game situation? Who are you going to have to join the game and actually still give an impact when Devin Booker is sitting on the bench? You don't have anybody for this team, and there's just not enough depth to go around. But there's a couple options here. There's a couple answers that the Phoenix Suns can resort to, actually. There's 2 of them. And I'm a little biased here because I previously said that the Suns should look to trade DeAndre Ayton, and I still believe that's the case. But option 1, which is the option that I'm pretty much siding with, is the Phoenix Suns, they can keep DeAndre Ayton and bring in some guys who are really, really looking to establish a name for themselves. Because you got to think, in this league of the NBA, guys, they're working their ass off every time, but they don't get the recognition. Sometimes they're sitting 12th man on somebody else's bench who are still barely contenders, but they just don't get that opportunity. A lot of things are based on opportunity. When you go play with a Phoenix Suns that's stacked with stars like they have, there's so much opportunity for you to prove that you belong in the NBA. Now, you can keep Ayton, but this is going to require some skill in picking out some new guys who are going to be a corner boy or a role player. The guy who's going to be okay with taking 4 shots through the entire game and just playing defense for a majority part of the game while he's on the floor. It's going to require some extreme attention to detail to bring in the correct guys who are going to give effort on the floor when they're playing, who aren't caring about scoring the ball. That's good. That's one of the situations. That's one of the things that they can do. I think that will be great for them because not only do they get to keep Ayton, who's great on the defensive end and someone who's great on the offensive end as well, but they also get to bring in a little bit extra depth of just guys who are going to be able to work hard and be able to show that they can fill in the void that's needed from the Phoenix Suns. All right, now number 2 here, option number 2. You can trade DeAndre Ayton and bring in other pieces that already have an established name in the NBA. Ayton has solid trade value, so he can get you something solid in return. He can go to another team, play great defense, play great offense, and actually impact a well above average team to getting to the next level. I truthfully believe so. Like, you stack Damian Lillard and DeAndre Ayton on the same team, I think you have a better Portland Trail Blazers team. And Damian Lillard is a separate discussion. We know he ain't leaving, going anywhere. That man gonna die a Trailblazer. but anyway, my whole point is just saying, like, Ayton can still bring so much value to another team because he's a great big man in this league here. So you can move Ayton, bring in some role guys that may actually have a huge impact, and that can help the Phoenix Suns there because you get to keep your big three of KD, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, and then now you bring in a few extra guys that's gonna bring in some sort of impact coming off the bench. So to me, they got a few options here. Phoenix Suns, they're not going to win a championship. They're still going to be a great team, and it's going to be extremely entertaining to watching this powerhouse of an offense go to work here. So I'm super excited about it.